Alright, so today I'm going to talk about why my man here, Sesshomaru, is my favorite character of anime, and I don't think anyone is ever going to compete with him, really. So, to me, or for me, personally, he's my favorite character because Inuyasha was one of the first anime I started watching, and I really liked it. But what made him so cool to me is that he hated, and this does contain spoilers, so if you plan on watching Inuyasha, you should probably watch that first before you get back to this. But the reason why he is my favorite character is because when he's a really strong demon that hates people, and if you stand in his way, he will kill you. And it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, it's whatever. But what really made him cool to me is in the second season, there's this pack of wolves from this wolf demon, and they go into this village and they kill like almost everyone in the village. And there's this little orphan girl that talked to Sesshomaru a couple times because Sesshomaru was in the woods injured. She tried to like give him some berries or something like that, and it was a cool little gesture for a little kid seeing this injured guy, and she wanted to help out. But anyways, she was an orphan, and she actually got killed from the wolves. The wolves just mauled her to death, so she was just laying there dead. And Sesshomaru found her like that, and used his Tetseiga to bring her back to life, and took care of her. And I thought that was really cool because he got this little orphan girl that had no family and was killed by wolves. She was dead, and that was the end of her story. But Sesshomaru came along, and even though he hated people and he was okay killing people, he still brought this little girl back to life. And I thought that was really cool, and he brought her back to life and started taking care of her. And to me, that's what made him my favorite character, is because he does things on his own accord. He doesn't like people, he'll cut them down because no one stands in his way. He even does it for demons. If a demon stands in his way, he cuts it down. But yet, he took mercy on this little girl and even brought her back to life, and gave her a place where she belonged, and gave her a family with him and Jonkin. He brought her back to life and gave her a place, like a family, and a place to stay, and a place where she belonged. But not only that, but he would risk everything to keep her safe, which I thought was very cool. For instance, Noraku. He was the main villain in the whole series, and he wanted to get rid of Inuyasha. Well, same with Sesshomaru, so they teamed up, and Sesshomaru fought Inuyasha. And Sesshomaru lost that fight, and they still teamed up to go against Inuyasha. But later on, Sesshomaru goes after Noraku because Noraku takes Rin and kidnaps Rin, and that was crossing the line for Sesshomaru. So now he has Sesshomaru going after him. And even though Sesshomaru got Rin back, he was still made it a point to go after the guy that kidnapped Rin because he wanted to keep Rin safe. And then in another episode as well, there's these monks that try to protect Rin and get her safe away from the demon. So Sesshomaru finds them. Sesshomaru then beats all of the monks that are still alive, but kind of just pushes them away. Takes Rin to the edge of the woods where he was going to be walking in. And the monks yelled out that she shouldn't be living with the demon, she should be living with people. And so Sesshomaru stopped, looked at Rin and was like, hey, if you want to follow me, follow me. If you want to live with the people, go with them. It's your choice. And he just walked off. And Rin followed him. And so he continued to take care of Rin, and Rin was part of the family. But he also risked his life again to save Rin, where she died a second time, and he had to go to the afterworld to go get her back. And then this is where he meets Sesshomaru's mother. And his mother even told him, like, you're not going to make it back. You're going to go there. You're going to get stuck there. No one comes back. It's a death mission. You're going to die. But he still did it anyways and brought Rin back to life. And that's what makes him the coolest character in my opinion, and why he will always be my favorite character. Because there's this orphan girl, no home, nowhere where she belonged. She died. He brought her back to life. He had no beef with the main villain of the anime until that villain kidnapped Rin, and that's when it became Sesshomaru's beef and his problem, and he went after the main villain. He made sure that what he did was in the best interest of Rin. She could have went and lived with the monks, lived with people, but instead he allowed her to choose if she wanted to live with people or with him, which is something the monks weren't going to give her the choice, because they were just going to keep Rin regardless of what she wanted. And yet Sesshomaru beat the monks and then gave her the choice, which I thought was really cool. And then he even risked his life again to go into the afterworld, save Rin from death yet again, just because he really wanted Rin to be alive, and he grew attached to Rin. And that is why he will always be my favorite character, because there are a ton of other cool anime characters. There's Saitama from One Punch Man, which can fight anyone and beat them up in one punch, and yet he is funny and sarcastic. And there's a ton of other great characters in anime. But Sesshomaru is on a whole nother level. He will always be my favorite character because of how he treats Rin and what he's done to protect Rin. And to me, that is the coolest thing ever. It was the coolest thing when I was 13 and started watching it, and it's the coolest thing now, even after 10 years. And I don't think I'll ever find an anime character that I would like more than Sesshomaru. And he's just always going to be my favorite character. And that's all I have to say about him. That's all I have to say for this video. So why don't you subscribe down below for some more anime related videos? Why don't you let me know down in the comments who is your favorite character and why they're your favorite character, and if you have any anime you want me to check out, and enjoy the rest of your day.